Paw Patrol is my daughter's favorite TV show, so naturally we decided it would be a great idea to play together and platinum Paw Patrol World as one. We would begin with Ryder and his Paw Patrol crew just getting into the game with simple controls. Thus, as we get through the introduction, unlocking Adventure Bay calls for completing the tutorial. We quickly jump into conflict as Mayor Goodway is warning the pups of the kitten catastrophe taking place at the hands of Humdinger as he has a festival planned for Foggy Bottom. After we completed a quest, we get some awesome baseball hat gear we put on Rubble, unlocking a trophy, Express Yourself, for customizing one of our pups. We would then chase down Mayor Humdinger and collect some of these pup treats as well, getting the Snack Time trophy for collecting 100 pup treats throughout the world. And then Marshall and the crew would have to go locate some of the festival posters all around Adventure Bay. Now the pups were tasked to help Mayor Goodway and fix the festival signs that had been knocked over all throughout the bay. With the help of Rubble and Sky, we would repair these signs and unlock the Smile trophy for earning and using a pup emote. Ryder would then let us know that the blimp has scared Charlie, so here we would go searching and scouting, looking around, and finally rescuing, with the help of Marshall, Charlie down from the tree and turning that in as well to complete a story mission. In the progress, we also watered this nice little brush plant and then got a trophy for doing so. And then from there, we really just went around trying to complete various tasks, missions, and collecting postcards, which if you collect one of these postcards and apply a sticker, you would unlock the Stick It trophy for customizing one of your postcards. Then with our trusty friend over here, Marshall, we would water the thirsty plants for one of the Adventure Bay citizens and unlock Honor Roll trophy for completing a help request. Then the pups were tasked to help Captain Turbot and find his missing glasses in the bay. So here we are with Zuma, retrieving the glasses and retrieving those for Turbot, and then helping Mr. Porter as well, bringing him some blueberries. So with all these tasks taking place, Chickaletta was lost in a tree, and we would use Marshall to bring her down and retrieve her and send her back to Mayor Goodway. But Humdinger and his plans were coming afoot. We would set forth with our team to dismantle the speaker cables on the blimp, and thus we defeat Humdinger for now as he would flee Adventure Bay and head for the jungle. So the pups now would unlock the Adventure Bay Showdown trophy for defeating Humdinger for the very first time, and we would retrieve our poster, one of 4 we would have to collect in this game as we set foot now to the jungle to take down Humdinger in this new biome. We would help out Carlos, our new friend here, as well as Humdinger and his blimp are causing chaos all throughout the jungle. So with the help of Rubble, of course, we would fix this little area up and save these monkeys, and then we would be tasked to clean the jungle of these trash bags left all around the ground, and then of course finding more and more of these postcards as well. So with the crew helping out, Carlos asked us to help him find some tools. So we would go around, find all the materials for these tools for Carlos throughout the jungle, which really was my favorite biome in this game. And then of course finding these badges as well for Rubble. Again, finding all the badges for each of the pup characters would net us another trophy down the line, and retrieve all these to give back to Carlos to build his, of course, tools. With this now, we were tasked by Ryder to go save a fallen nest out of a tree for this snake. Sky would, of course, suction cup and bring that nest right back up to the tree, and thus save the day. But the pups would then have to go find Matea. Matea was lost in the trees. Sky would fly around and finally find Matea in the tree and bring him down with the help of Marshall to complete yet again another sort of a search and rescue mission. But Chickaletta, second time already, has been lost, so we went to talk to Mayor Humdinger, retrieve Chickaletta, and then track down the devious enemy that of course is Humdinger as well. So there's finally Chickaletta. We find her, we dig her out of the beach with the help of Everest, and would bring her back to her home. So halfway through the story missions in the jungle, things were looking really good as we get the Hungry Pup Trophy for collecting our 1000th pup treat, as we would then go investigate the river and explore the watering hole with Zuma. Zuma would then retrieve what looks like a book that had all of the nefarious plans from Mayor Humdinger as he planned for this catastrophe festival over in Foggy Bottom. So with our plans now known, Humdinger's plans were now afoot, and we would have to track the kittens from Humdinger with Zuma to figure out where exactly the blimp was heading next. So we'd finally chase the kitten down with Tracker, and the cat would flee to the top of the temple, and we would go to the temple to have a showdown with Mayor Humdinger for the second time in our adventure. So with the path to be cleared in the jungle, we would set foot there with rubble to clear the rubble out of the road and save the jungle from Humdinger and his catastrophe blimp. We would speak to Humdinger, but he would completely ignore Chase and his cries. So we would follow the blimp all around the jungle as Chase, Sky, and the pups would then switch the channel on the Jumbotron screen to turn the wave and the signal from where it's currently at broadcasting. The blimp would flee yet again, but Sky would track down, and with the help of Everest, we would remove yet another cable, defeating Humdinger for now as he would once again flee the jungle location and head off to the mountains. And we would unlock in the process the Rumble in the Jungle for facing Mayor Humdinger for the second time, and also getting the Easter poster as well, as Jake would reach out from the mountains and say that Humdinger was nearby. So we would head now to Jake's Mountain to be able to take down Humdinger and the wintry biome. This biome is beautiful. Unfortunately, this was, for me and my daughter, our least favorite biome just because of the traversal in this area. Was not the most fun to go around, but here we are again, third time's a charm. We need to find Chicoletta. Thankfully, with the help of Rebel and crew, we would save Chicoletta, retrieve, and bring her back over to Mayor Humdinger. But now it was time to save the bunnies, and we'd go out onto the watery, icy waters to find the bunny and retrieve some badges as well with the help of Zuma and Marshall. Ryder would then alert us that the pups need help, that we need to save these bears and give them some blueberries. So with the help of Everest, we would gather some blueberries and send them on to this happy black bear. Sky then mentioned that to save the earplugs, the blimp was too loud, so we would have to go collect various earplug boxes from all around the map and deliver them to the city folks in the middle of the town. Once we delivered all of these earplugs to the various people and their houses, we'd have to go fix a satellite dish. But in order to do so, we had to collect the 3 satellite dish pieces all throughout the mountainscape. So with the pieces in tow, we'd head back to Jake, repair the satellite dish, and then would be time to save the ski resort. So from there, we'd have to free logwoods from the snow with the help of Rebel and do various tasks for all these citizens throughout Jake's Mountain, retrieve the logs, and of course take them back to Jake. And then it was time yet again to track down Humdinger's kittens as the festival was afoot. Sky would fly around looking for the kittens and finally would locate the kitten as the cat would flee up the mountain to the very peak where the blimp would reside. Ryder would alert the Paw Patrol that the blimp was at the top, but unfortunately passage was blocked. So Ryder and the pups would work together and we completely clear the pathway with the help of Everest and company. They would go over the peak right here and be at the top as it was a showdown. Humdinger for the third time taking on our Paw Patrol crew and would flee to the bottom of the mountain as Chase would go on in pursuit to follow Humdinger's blimp. And once again, a showdown would commence as Sky would unplug yet again another speaker cable from the blimp, disrupting Humdinger's message and plans as it planned to escape for the third time. Sky would continue her pursuit as Everest would finally unplug the final cable from the blimp, and Humdinger, as the speakers were unplugged, would fly off for the third and hopefully last time as the pups unlock and complete and get the Christmas trophy and getting the Mountain Madness trophy in the process as well. So with Humdinger defeated for the third time, we have 3 out of our 4 trophies, and Barkingburg Princess alerts us that something strange is taking place at her home. So we would now set foot to our last destination in Barkingburg, as the princess is upset because of some broken lamps. So of course, with the help of the pups, we would go around and fix all the various broken lampposts that are around Barkingburg. And then it was time to go help Otis, who dropped his cell phone in the lake. So Sky, of course, would retrieve this cell phone, which was actually stuck on the top of this tree, as you can see, and we would deliver, with the help of Chase, that cell phone right back to good old Otis. Now the pups would be tasked to help with the power station, as Humdinger has placed contraptions taking the power from those stations to power his speakers so he can continue to deliver his catastrophe message all throughout Barkingburg. So we would unplug these machines and we would once again foil the plans for Mayor Humdinger. But the royal jewel has been taken from the princess. So Ryder would alert the pups and we would use Sky to look around the bay for the missing jewel, and then use Zuma to retrieve the jewel, the princess's jewel of course, from the ocean. And we would unlock this wonderful pirate outfit, getting us the King of Seas trophy for wearing a pirate costume. After completing the quest for the princess returning her jewel crown, we then talked to Mayor Goodway for the 4th time to collect and find Chickaletta, who is somewhere buried in the sand. So finally we would find Chickaletta with Rubble's help and retrieve Chickaletta to return her back to her home for the 4th and I hope the last time for Mayor Goodway. Then the pups would go talk to the citizens of Barkingburg. All around we would speak to the various citizens about where the blimp may be and have we seen any of the kittens around the map. So we got news that it may be near this tower. So Ryder would tell us to investigate the city, and then maybe we'd finally foil Humdinger's plans. We'd then clean the dusty paw prints off of the surface, and we would complete a mission by now having to track the kittens in the air with the help of Sky. Sky, of course, using her jetpack to locate this battery on the back of a cat. We'd have to track down this cat and the battery as we head to the peak, the castle, where we see the blimp hovering in the background. So the pups would then explore the royal castle to confront Humdinger and hopefully take him down for the last time. But first we had to open the gates. So with the help of our trusty crew, we'd open the gate doors and we would face Humdinger and his super blimp. So Rubble and crew, we need to get that battery off of the blimp. So Sky would try her best to fly in and to take off this battery, but to no avail. It wasn't enough. We couldn't get the battery off completely. So Humdinger would fly away, all the way back to Adventure Bay, where our adventure began. And we would go there to confront Humdinger and to save Adventure Bay from this catastrophe. We'd finally use Everest for another time to unplug the speakers, and Sky unplugging the speakers as well. And the Ryder and crew would watch that blimp fly all the way to Paw Patrol Tower. As we'd have our final confrontation, the Paw Patrol would come together at last, unleashing all of their power together to be able to bring the balloon down. Flipping the switch goes Marshall, and we would make that blimp land right in front of Paw Patrol Tower as Chase would bring it down to the ground. So with the Paw Patrol now defeating Humdinger, we would foil the plans of Mayor Humdinger and the Kittentastrophe Festival. But Ryder makes a deal and says that your kittens can work alongside everybody here in Adventure Bay, and we would agree to have a big Paw Patrol Festival together, unlocking the Happy Paw Patrol Day trophy. So the game was pretty much complete. We've unlocked all 4 of the festival posters, and it was a happy ever after for Adventure Bay and the Paw Patrol crew. So now it was time to clean up some of the miscellaneous trophies that were left for us after completing the story. So we would have to interact with some of these, you see these different objects. We play with 15 objects to get that trophy, and then it was time to try to go find all of these various badges and postcards throughout the map. As well, we had to complete missions for every single basically every single NPC throughout the map we would have to interact with. We'd have to complete their missions, all while trying to get the consumables and the pup tags as well as the postcards. So once completing Adventure Bay, we'd go back to the jungle, as you can see here, continuing to interact with these toys and unlocking the playground trophy for playing with 40 objects. We'd then use Sky again to get another pup tag for Sky. And then here at the jungle, we would go around helping various monkeys recover their treasure. We'd go around completing missions with Tracker, with Zuma, and all the pups you can think of, as we'd save a parrot here as well that needed transport. So we'd have to use our friend over here, of course, to go bring that back. We'd investigate the spooky temple right there with Tracker, and then we'd help Mr. Porter to unblock the spooky temple as well. So completing all these tasks, it took quite some time. There was quite a bit of backtracking to figure out what quests I had and had not done. And then we'd finally move on from the jungle and head to Jake's Mountain, where we would do much of the same, completing various tasks such as helping Katie find her ball that was, of course, in the lake. We'd also be looking for all sorts of different pup tags and different things all throughout the landscape of the mountain as well. So this part of the game, again, slowed me down. It took a lot of time. It really tested me and my daughter's patience as we were playing this game, because, again, this mountain map, really, it's beautiful to look at, but it was so tedious to navigate. Going up and down and all around some of these locations, it just wasn't the most fun. But we would, of course, complete all these tasks. We would, of course, get all of the pup tags we could possibly find, as you see what pup tags we currently did and did not have there at Jake's Mountain. So we would, of course, find trackers, and we would unlock always a different suit for collecting all pup treats in the game. There you see Tracker getting his pup tag, his last one here at Barkingburg, our final destination of this game in our task. And then, of course, with Rubble and crew, Chase and Sky, we would go help Menard and rescue him from the waters, and we get Mail Time trophy for unlocking all postcards in the Paw Patrol World video game. Marshall would go ahead and get his very last pup tag, and then it was time just to complete some of the final missions, as we would clear some traffic with the help of Chase and fix the sign right here, of course, with the help of Tracker. And we'd unlock No Job is Too Big for completing all help requests in the game, and lastly getting this right here, Ready for Action, for unlocking all pup tags in the Paw Patrol World video game. So with all those miscellaneous done, we had just one more trophy left before we got our platinum, and that was completing all 4 of the poster flashback missions. So the first one we're doing here is basically the 4th of July mission. So we would have to go get all the piglets and return them to Farmer Yumi. Once we, of course, brought the piglets back to Yumi, we then had to prepare for the fireworks show. So we'd have to collect the fireworks that were scattered all around the sea and find the missing fireworks that were all hidden around the beach. So once we finally found all the fireworks, we had a tremendous show for 4th of July, unlocking the flashback trophy for jumping back into the past and completing a flashback mission. So now it was time to complete the various 3 other ones to get our last trophy. So we'd head to the Easter egg hunt here at the jungle map, and we'd collect the missing Easter eggs. We then would recover the missing Easter egg basket, completing the Easter egg mission. Now moving on to the Pup Save Trick or Treaters here at Adventure Bay. So Ryder told us we needed to go find the treats for the giant spider, so we, with Marshall, bounced all around the map here. As you can see, we find these amazing treats, and we would save Halloween for everybody at Adventure Bay. Now it's time for our final flashback mission, Pups Save Christmas. We'd head back to Jake's Mountain, where we would help Jake as the pups would try to save Christmas with the decorations. So Sky, once the decorations were complete, would put the star on the top of the Christmas tree and would restore Christmas spirit here at Jake's Mountain, and thus completing our final flashback mission. Time flies as we get our final trophy, thus unlocking the sought-after Paw Patrol on a Roll Platinum Trophy. This was a great experience, y'all. So much fun to play this game together with my daughter. Our first platinum ever together.